Hey guys, and welcome to another Factorio Friday Facts 220, the best Friday Facts ever. As you can see, we got an artillery cannon, and I'm joined by Scarhoof.
Hello, everyone. This is so cool.
This is awesome. So there is a ton. Well, there's not like a ton of like stuff, but there's like three major things here. So first off, Christmas is coming earlier for Factorio fans. There's a ton of exciting stuff. First off, the artillery train.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks so awesome.
It's super cool, and it's untextured. It's a work in progress. They're working madly to finish the texturing, but essentially, we remember that quite a while ago they mentioned the artillery wagon or train that was planned. So we now have a playable version of it, so we can show it to you today. Artillery train or artillery wagon is an in-game wagon you can add to the train. It fires artillery shells over long distances, either automatically at nearby bases or at manually designated areas. And this is where it gets interesting. In automatic mode, when the train isn't moving, so it can't fire while it's moving, is the impression I get from that.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Which, I mean, I understand that, but it would be insanely cool if it could. If you were just like blasting down a track and the thing was like firing off as you go. But will automatically scan for enemy buildings, biter nests, and worms, and shoot at them. Manually designating targets is very simple. You click on the ground or on the zoomed in map, which is pretty cool. Using a special targeting item for each click, an artillery wagon in range will fire at the target. It's not all consequence free, because when you do fire at something, all the biters like in the area you fired at will come running towards you. So you're gonna have some way to deal with that. Now here is the interesting part. Currently it has a range of 7 chunks, 224 tiles when firing automatically, and a range of 17.5 chunks, 560 tiles when firing manually. So this is obviously, it's way more to fire, way more distance firing manually, and this is to encourage doing it manually, but that's a really big distance. Like, I mean, if you...
Yeah, how much is radar? Radar's like, what, 4x4 chunks or something like that?
I'm not sure, actually. That would be a really good comparison. I wish I had off the top of my head how big a radar range is.
Might be more than that. It might be like 6x6 chunks or something like that.
Yeah.
Or 5x5 or something. But still, I mean, assuming it is 6x6 chunks, that means it's effectively going to fire twice the distance of your radar, or the entire width of your radar range that you could see. That's a pretty large chunk that it can fire
when you do it manually. Yeah. It's
17. Yeah, or even the 7 chunks. I mean, 224 tiles that's probably at least a screen's length, right? Maybe more.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah. I mean, it's a long way. It's or another way you can imagine it is it's like 2 1/4 stacks of belt, because belt stacks in hundreds. Or when you do it manually, that's over 5.5 stacks of belt length. It's like, this is huge. But I mean, it's an artillery train. That's what it does. I mean,
yeah, it's supposed to do long range. What's the longest range weapon we have right now? That would be the rocket, right?
I would say a nuke, yeah, or rocket.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think they're about the same.
I guess nukes go. Nukes sure seem to go a little bit further than rockets, but and that's what, 50 blocks.
Yeah, and I think it's
Something
50
like
blocks, like, or I don't know. Yeah, I think it's something like that.
So we're talking
like
5 times bigger, 4.5 times further than your rocket launcher can go. That's impressive.
Yeah, and that's for automatic. You're talking over 10 times the length, the distance when you do this manually. So
drool.
Like, this is like, I can imagine, dude, like when you go outposting or whatever, right? Is you have your like supply train, and then you have like some artillery wagons like either at the end or like, interspersed with it. And you see bases ahead, and you're on your rail, and you can just stop and then just like rain down hell on the biters, like before they're even within like even possible visible range. Because this actually ties in really nicely with the fact that you can like zoom in on the map, right? Because you can shoot it from that way. And another interesting thing is, so Albert is working on the finished graphics, but here's an untextured work in progress. But another interesting thing is that projectiles are slow and are shown on the map. They explore every chunk they travel across. So you can see in this little demonstration that they also explore the area, which is super nice. And actually, if I don't know if that's done, that looks like an automatic firing, right? Because
Yeah, I'm not seeing any targeting reticle.
Yeah, so
I mean, you can see exactly how far that thing is shooting.
Yeah, that's a long way. I mean,
it's further. Yeah, it's really far, and it's not just hitting the bases either. It's going after biters too. It sure looks like.
I think it does just go after bases.
Oh, does okay?
It may kill biters like that are in the area just from the splash. But yeah, so we can see down here. Since they explore the area before exploding, you can zoom in and watch the impact. So it looks like it's pretty much just a one-hit kill on any spawner or worm, which is nice. I mean, it would actually be kind of annoying if it took like multiple hits. Okay, so this last thing is actually manually targeting, because you saw the like drawing on the map to like designate the area.
Yep, and you can see Twinson is in the thing.
Yep.
Oh wow, he's clicking a whole bunch. Interesting.
So that's the manual. So where the train is, that revealed area, I think that's a radar range of revealed area, like where he pulls up with the train. So I mean, you can see the distance.
It's basically the distance of a radar, if not a little bit, maybe slightly larger. Yeah, it's impressive though. Yeah, it looks like it's because on the top video, the very last group in the bottom left that it attacks, it's going just outside of the radar range to take those guys out.
Yeah, that's automatic though.
Yeah, automatic.
Yeah,
but like I'm thinking this is really cool. You could attach one or two of these to your like a copper train, and you don't even really necessarily have to build massive walls. Like you could go deep into enemy territory and just have an outpost with some basic like lasers just around your miners, and then the artillery train, every time it shows up, like you could actually have an artillery on as part of your copper train. Yeah. And that artillery will just make sure that the biters never get too close. It'll just keep them at radar range, basically. So if they ever expand in, it wipes them away, and then you're gonna obviously. I mean, if you've got a copper outpost out in the middle of nowhere, you're gonna have to have some sort of defenses. But at very least, it will keep them at bay.
That's actually a really, really good idea. In fact, I assume it'll work when a train is like stopped at a station. Well, obviously it's shown here.
Yeah.
So if you just
and that one is actually going to, what is it? Iron Ore 01.
Yeah. So if you just attach
Iron Ore
01 an artillery wagon or a couple just to every one of your outpost trains, and then you never have. So this is like what people want, right? Because people have been wanting so long an automated way to keep biters back, and this is it.
Yep.
Right.
So my only complaint with this is that it has to be attached to a train. And I'm already wondering if I should just start laying tracks next to all my walls and just putting artillery wagons along the walls, like every radar. Because that way you have a stationary target, right?
Yeah.
That will keep all of your walls. I mean, it's either that, because the problem is they don't fire unless it's stationary. So the train itself has to be stationary. You can't just have a single train going up and down the track next to a wall and keeping all the biters at bay. It would have to stop along, like you'd have to have a stop like every 7 chunks or something like that.
Yeah, that is true.
So it's a little bit more coordination. It would be nice if you just had one at one end and the signal at the other side, or the station at two ends of the track, and it just kind of went back and forth between them, and it would just slowly like knock out bases. But hey, we're getting there. This is awesome.
Yeah, and I'm sure that maybe it'll be modded so it doesn't need a train or something. I mean, modders can do amazing things, and I've also heard that one of the devs, our seeding, has added like a ton of mod capability, like API stuff and such with the Lua for 0.16 to like allow modders to do pretty much whatever they want.
That would be awesome.
So
yeah, I'm sure somebody's going to have stationary artillery wagons here in just
doing some trick or something. So that's awesome. That's huge. And guys, that's not even the biggest news. Like this is actually
that's just step one.
Yeah, that's just step one. There's like 3 more steps after that. So new terrain and transitions. This is kind of lesser news, I guess, compared to everything else. But essentially, just a huge summary is they've changed the transitions a bit. So they had to change some rules for building offshore pumps, as they would be placed too far into land, or walking or driving around the water felt very wrong. Suddenly, as a player, we get stuck. We also want to allow transitions from any terrain type and water. So this is kind of what we're looking at down here in this picture, which also is they mentioned that the new problem now is that the transitions are screaming for animated water, which I do agree. It looks a little bit funny, which is like completely still water. But
someday.
Also, this is a really nice one with this like little river or something, a little lake. With the, I mean, you can see this new terrain, like the edges, and it actually has like a height, right?
Yeah, it looks like they whatever, when they were redoing the assets for the cliffs from last week, cough cough, they extended that off to here, and it makes a lot of sense. Like your grasslands are stuck up a little bit higher, and your beaches are right up against the water. I love it. It's just that little tiny detail that adds a lot of richness.
Yeah, it really does. It makes a huge difference.
And can we talk about allowing concrete to go right up to the water's edge? Thank you, devs.
I think they do. Like, look at
no. Previously, you had like a 3 or 4 tile limit. You couldn't get right up next to the water.
Well, no, now, like currently, yeah. But I mean, like if you look at the transition image, they have the concrete like right in the water. So I think that's a thing in 0.16. But yeah, that has been really annoying that you can't.
And they're so clean and crisp. I mean, look at that. Sharp corners. I love this.
Yeah.
This train's really cool.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. So next step, official Factorio t-shirts.
Woohoo!
We got merchandise, guys. So it's been a long time in the works, and they have been asked like so many times about merchandise. T-shirts are finally happening, and they'll be available next week. It has been tough to find a printer who can meet our requirements after many different companies' tests and iterations, such as the batch for the party, the 1 million copies sold party. We have an order booked for 2,000 t-shirts scheduled to arrive Monday.
And it will be sold out at 12:01.
It'll be sold out like instantly. So if you guys want a t-shirt, you better have like your refresh button pressed down and ready to get one, because these things are going to go really fast. Once we check them, make sure everything is all right, we'll open up to orders through our new eShop on our website. So they have a new shop, which is awesome. There's nothing there currently because they haven't added the shirts yet. The t-shirts are gray unisex, available in extra small to extra large, with Factorio logo printed on the front. It was especially important to us that the silkscreen was of high quality, and we are happy to say that these are better than your typical print shop. Price is $20 and per shirt plus shipping. There are some limitations on the countries we'll be shipping to, which it would be kind of nice if they listed those here before someone like tries to order and then is told that they can't. But
yeah, and I'm assuming they're going to be actually in Germany, right? It is Germany.
They're in Prague.
They're based on. Oh, Prague. That's right. Yeah. I'm assuming that's where they're going to get shipped from. So shipping to the United States is going to be a little pricey.
Yeah, because they actually say that they're doing this themselves, like, which I think is kind of interesting, because I'm not sure if they realize the work that's going to go in this. Like, just a random like side thing is for people who don't know. I work part-time at like an online bookshop, and a lot of what I do is pack and ship books. I don't think a lot of people realize like how much work actually goes into like packing and shipping something, and they're talking like in the thousands, right? So it's like I think they're gonna have their hands a little fuller than they anticipate. So if everything goes according to plan, we will send the first shipment on the 13th of December and subsequent packages every Wednesday after. Packing the orders is all going to be handled by us, and since we are expecting a large initial demand, we hope they will be understanding if we don't manage to get them to you before Christmas. In any case, once we have a good gauge on the demand, we'll be able to produce some more batches early next year so we can keep flowing. For now, we will be limiting orders to 3 per person, and not really doing bulk orders in order to kind of evenly distribute it and make sure that someone's not buying like 20 of them and reselling them. In fact, they say they really don't want people to resell them, which makes sense, obviously. But that's awesome. Uh,
hmm I hope they come up with larger sizes.
extra large, yeah.
Yeah, XXL is a little small for me, but I also like my shirts a little loose.
Yeah, I mean, that is actually true because yeah, XX large isn't that big, and it depends. The other thing too is it's
Is this a European
yeah,
XSL or an American XXL? Yeah.
it's really hard to know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, I would assume it's European because it's being printed locally for them. I think, which is probably different than an American XXL. I would
hmm
imagine. In fact, I think it is smaller because um, I got a shirt from the party, and I asked for a large, and normally larges are actually like fit me pretty well, or actually a little big, but it was
hmm
like fairly tight on me. So I think these are actually going to be smaller than what most Americans would be used to. Um, but yeah, so this is awesome. I think they're going to be insanely busy. I mean, that's like 2,000 boxes or 2,000 like padded envelopes they're going to have to get. And then like
Well,
2,000 labels are going to
realistically,
have to print.
pretty much everyone's gonna order 3 of these. Like, let's be
Really?
honest.
I mean, like, what?
I
I can't imagine why. I mean, if I were going to order any, I don't even know why I would order more than one. Like,
gifts
gifts.
for friends.
I don't know anybody
Yeah,
else who
maybe.
I don't know anybody like who plays Factorio who wouldn't just order one themselves. But yeah, so this is super cool. And then the biggest news:
Drum roll.
016 Experimental is coming out
Yes.
next week.
Woohoo!
Yes.
1 week.
They don't give a day. Historically, it's actually been mixed. 015 and I think 013 came out on a Monday or Tuesday, and the rest came out on Fridays. I've heard rumors they're shooting for earlier in the week.
Yeah, I was expecting Tuesday, honestly, because that gives them a couple days to fix any game major bugs before the weekend,
Yeah,
major crashes and stuff.
yeah, exactly. That's a good point. So I would keep an eye out Monday. I mean, I would definitely look Monday. And then Tuesday would be kind of my expected as well. So essentially their decision was that, they had some discussions about it and weren't sure what to do, but then, decided that they wanted to get out before the holidays because a lot of people probably wanted to play during the holidays, and I know it's a rush for them because they say in here it's going to be like really pressed, but I think that was a great decision because a lot of people do want to play during the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And it's already been like 7 months since 015.
Yep.
So, trying to push it until after Christmas and New Year's and stuff, I think would just kind of make things die down like way more.
Yeah. But definitely kudos. Thank you, Dev.
Thank
you. This is awesome.
This is so awesome. I can't wait. Like, I'm going to try my utmost to get as much time off work as I can. And, this is I can't wait to play with Artillery Wagon. The new terrain is going to be awesome, and there's other features like quality of life features that I've either forgotten about or they haven't even mentioned, as well as all the optimizations. It's going to be super great, yeah. So they just say some bug fixing, and then I'm just saying this for anyone who might be, is they're looking for a level designer needed for the mini tutorials and campaign levels. You can check out the job description if you're interested, and obviously apply if you think you're qualified. But man, this is so exciting.
Oh yeah. Yes, it's happening.
Yes. We have all Christmas to just like zombify ourselves playing this for hours on end.
Oh yeah.
Man, it's gonna be really cool. And then I can't wait to see the change log too, because like they always sneak something in there.
Yep. There's always gonna be something else. I'm hoping for the Spidertron. What's your hope?
I think that's a little hopeful, but I would hope so too. But I think that's maybe a little hopeful. I mean, because I think they've mentioned before, like specifically that they were taking that out.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, it was quite a while
maybe
ago.
I blocked that from my memory. I chose to ignore the fact that they said it was no longer coming.
Yeah, of course.
Fine.
But hey, there may be something else good, like in 015, the coal liquefaction.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't even mentioned until like the week before. And
Mhm.
there were all these other features too that I forget now that weren't mentioned at all.
Nuclear. Oh yeah. There was tons of little things in there. So
Yes.
can't wait.
Can't wait.
Super excited.
It's going to be awesome. I think that's going to do it, guys. And you have anything else?
Nope. Just really excited for next week.
Yeah, same here. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts down below. How excited are you? And any other thoughts you have in regards to the artillery wagon and shirts and terrain and stuff. And we will see you next time.
Yep. Bye-bye.